So I'm going to mute everyone so that we reduces the background noise. All right. Fantastic. So I'm looking for all the other admins. Let me check if any of them was able to join. Fantastic. All right. Welcome, ladies. All right. So what we're starting today is with sharing with me what you learned from the first day of the boot camp. All right. All right. So tell me. Fantastic. So this session is interesting. I haven't seen the sign language interpreters yet, but I'm sure they'll join us shortly. All right, ladies, let me see what's up. Tell me what you learned from the last session we had. Good morning, all princesses. Thank you, Princess Glory, for greeting every one of us. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to be sharing live stream link right now to our parents on the call. All right. Fantastic. So the YouTube link is live. All right. So girls, are we ready for today? If you're ready, type yes, I'm ready. And then type yes, I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready. Welcome, Aram. I see your hands up. Do you want to change your name? Nope. All right, let me see. Yes, I'm ready. We should not be people, please. I learned about PPT. Good morning to you. I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready. Fantastic. So first, I think I need to turn on my camera. I didn't know that wasn't on. And then put myself on the spotlight while I'm waiting for the sign language interpreters. Oh my God, I don't know what we're going to do with this, but I don't see Auntie Esther Balogun or Auntie Vivian here. I don't see anyone here. All right, I'm looking. So make sure that this is actually your class. If you're not 9 to 11, please leave the class because you're taking up space for another girl that should be here. Please, let's be kind. If you're not 9 to 11, please leave the class. If you're not 9 to 11, please leave the class. Yeah. If you're not 9 to 11, please leave the class. All right. All right. So if you're not 9 to 11, this is my first Zoom class here. Welcome, Janelle. Helena, welcome. So everyone in the meantime is 9 to 11. So I'm going to start sharing my slides and we're going to have a really wonderful time today. So let me go all the way to the top. I'm sure you can see my slide now. So this session is for our day 2. We have another session at 3:15, right? So we need to do this quickly so that we can rest up and get ready for the third session happening at 3. So my name is Princess Irene Bangwell. I'm the facilitator for this session. And so just in case I get thrown out, which I don't pray to, I'm going to be making Inyanga Oluyoko my co-host today. I'm making you the co-host because I trust that your mom will make sure that in the event that I'm thrown out. So I'm looking for you now. Princess Inyanga. I'm just looking for Oluyoko. God knows. I'm just looking for that surname now. So you can send me a chat so that I see you. I'm about to make you the co-host. So there's a princess that is writing on the screen. It is disrespectful for you to do that. Very disrespectful for you to do that. Very disrespectful. And you're still doing it. And so when I find out who it is, I'm going to remove you from the class. If I find that you're doing it deliberately, I'm going to throw you out of the class completely, right? So don't do that, please, don't do that. All right, so I've cleared the drawings, I've changed the settings. Please note, every time you're in a Zoom meeting, being the princess that you are, you don't want to distract other people. So please make sure that you're not annotating. Annotating means using your hand to draw on the screen. I can't find Princess Oluyoko, so we're going to trust for the best today that nothing happens. So let me look at the comment just in case she's sending me a chat. So I'm going to close the comment section too so that we don't get distracted. Good morning. I see people sending me private messages telling me good morning, they're ready, sharing what they learned. We should not make poor choices. Fantastic. Thank you so very much, ladies. So we're going to trust for the best today. The network will be sane in Jesus' name. Amen. Oh, someone is asking me about Brenna. Brenna is fine. She's attending the 12 to 14-year class this bootcamp. Thank you so much for checking. So let's get on the gist for today. My name is Irene Bangwell. I've already told you that. My name is Irene Bangwell. If you've never met me before, here you see my face. And then this class is for 9 to 11-year-old girls. Make sure you turn on your camera and you've renamed your devices. Many of our princesses have not renamed their devices, but it's time for us to watch our video for the day. So stay tuned and pay attention. All right? How do we play this here now? So I'm going to open the link. So girls, can you see the screen? What's showing on the screen? Are you seeing a video or the slide? Please let me know. What is showing on your screen? The chat room is open. What is showing on your screen is still the slide, all right? So I'm going to stop and then reshare the YouTube link, yeah. That's what I'm going to do. Fantastic. So please pay attention to this video. I'm going to share the sound now so that you can all hear it, all right? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. I want to share the sound.
My body safety rules. 1. My body is my body and it belongs to me. I can say no if I don't want to kiss or hug someone. I can give them a high five, shake their hand, or blow them a kiss. I am the boss of my body and what I say goes. 2. I have a safety network. Every person's safety network will be different. These are the adults I trust. I can tell these people anything and they will believe me. If I feel worried, scared, or unsure, I can tell someone on my safety network how I am feeling and why I feel this way. 3. Early warning signs. If I feel frightened or unsafe, I may sweat a lot, get a sick tummy, become shaky, and my heart might beat really fast. These feelings are called my early warning signs. If I feel this way about anything, I must tell an adult on my safety network straight away. 4. Private parts. My private parts are the parts of my body under my bathing suit. I always call my private parts by their correct names. No one can touch my private parts. No one can ask me to touch their private parts. And no one should show me pictures of private parts. If any of these things happen, I must tell a trusted adult on my safety network straight away. 5. Secrets. I should never keep secrets that make me feel bad or uncomfortable. If someone asks me to keep a secret that makes me feel bad or unsafe, I must tell an adult on my safety network straight away. My body is my body and it belongs to me.
Did you enjoy the video? Let me hear what you loved about it, what you learned from it. Let me hear. I'm opening the chat room now, and I'll keep turning it on and off like that so that we make the best of the time. So I'm going to see, what did you learn from the video? What did you learn from the video? Drop it as a comment. Let me see. All right. Drop it as a comment. What did you learn from the video? Okay. My body is my body and it belongs to me. Fantastic. Thank you, Princess Heaven. Tiffany says, my body is my body and it belongs to me. I don't know why Charity Chidima keeps saying, I can't hear you. It could be your device, sweetheart. Do you want to call the adult around you to help you check that out? Princess Kaede says, my body belongs to only me. Fearless Princess says, to keep your body safe. I learned that I'm the boss of my body. I learned that my body is my body. I could call my body part what it is. All right. Some people are saying, I can't hear. I learned that no one can touch me. So let me also go to YouTube and see what the amazing girls watching on YouTube are saying. So I see you, I see Fife, I see Princess Eniola, I see Princess Reward. Woo! I see Princess Fife once again. I see Princess Anastasia. Oh, fantastic. Yes, I did enjoy. Miss Princess Omokemi said, yes, I did enjoy. I learned nobody should touch my private part. Cornelia Ekweda must be your mom's name. She says, I learned not to keep secret. Princess Unisa said, my body is my body. My body is my body. I'm in charge. It belongs to me. So let me come back here to Zoom. Princess Jenna Marie said, I loved it. Princess Stevie said, no person can dare touch me. All right. Call your body parts, their names. Okay, no one should ask me to touch their own private parts. I learn my body is my body, and no one should tell me to keep secrets that make me feel uncomfortable or scared. I learned that no one can touch my private part. Who saw the part in the video where it said, I'm not supposed to see pictures of videos of private parts? Who saw that part? If you saw it, let me see your hand up. We're not supposed to look at pictures or videos of people's private parts. Fantastic. So welcome, girls. I want to start by apologizing for what happened yesterday. We had a very interesting network problem yesterday. We trust God that that won't happen today again. But I want to thank you all for being patient and excited enough to come back this morning. I understand that some of the girls on the call yesterday were shouting at each other and were pretty much rude to each other. I just wanted to start today to say, look, girls, there are times that we will have things that disappoint us, things not going our way, and it is okay to feel really upset that why didn't my class hold? Sometimes it's okay to want people to stop chatting in the chat because it's distracting. It is okay to feel bad about something someone is doing. But one thing we must always tell ourselves is that no matter how we want to express our anger, we must not put down other people. We must not be rude to them. We must not be disrespectful to them, but we must state what we feel. So we can say, I'm so sad that this class did not hold. Why is Miss Irene not on the call? What could have happened? I'm so sad that this class did not hold. I'm so sad that there's no adult on the call. I'm so sad that people are making noise. I'm really angry about it. But when we turn around and say someone is stupid for making noise, no. We can tell them, stop making noise. It's not the right thing to do. You can even say, Mommy, I want to leave the class until Miss Irene is back. Perfectly okay. But once we start to say really disrespectful things or demeaning things to other people, then we are not working in our princess power. Remember, one of the first things you learned on the first day was that you have a choice. You remember that, right? So you have a choice. What that means, when things happen, you have a choice how to respond. You have a choice what to do, and you have a choice what not to do. Girls, can we do this? Can we do this? Can we say we express ourselves, but will not be rude to others? You will express how you feel. You will share what you don't like, or you will not be rude to others. You will not insult them. You will not call them names. You will not put on, post funny emojis that look like everyone is not okay, all right? So, but we must not, don't keep quiet when something is hurting you. Never do that. Share how you feel, but share it in a way that it doesn't disrespect other people. All right, girls, are we ready for our learning today? I think I'm really excited today because we want to talk about something very special, something very important. And so, but before we start, I want to see how many of us can guess what the word of the day is. What is the word of the day? We express ourselves. I won't be rude. Fantastic. Fantastic. I see all the things coming in the comment. Thank you so much. So now let's guess the word of the day. What do you think we're talking about today? We're talking about periods, body safety, body organ. Okay, fantastic. All right, puberty, body safety, our bodies. You girls are brilliant. Body safety and private parts, puberty, body safety. You girls are rock stars. I like this. I like this. So let me see what's happening on YouTube as well. Oh, so I see Princess Anyeji saying, I will respect everyone. Princess Olatoku saying, I will express myself with no disrespect. All right. So we're going to learn about managing crushes. Looks like somebody looked at her workbook. I see somebody write the word sex there. I don't know if that's coming up today, but it's going to be a wonderful time nonetheless. All right. So we have an exciting conversation ahead of us, all right? So someone said we're going to talk about rape. We've already started talking about, wherever we're talking about body safety, we're also talking about preventing rape. Body safety, managing crushes, fantastic. So because I'm about to start the lesson, I'm going to close the chat room so that everybody can pay attention. So let's go, girls. So today we're going to be talking about two important things. The first part of our lesson, we're going to be talking about body safety rules. We're going to be talking about body safety rules. And then the second part of our lesson, we're going to be talking about managing crushes. All right. Are we ready to go? All right. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready to go? Fantastic. Just give me a moment. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. All right. So, yeah. Don't worry, I'm with you. I'm just making sure I'm using the right notes to teach you today. Fantastic. Give me a second. Fantastic. All right, we're here. So I'm going to share a few tips with you about body safety, and then we're going to go straight up into managing crushes. So today we're going to be learning body safety for 9 to 11-year-olds, all right? Okay. So, and then after that, we'll go to managing crushes. So the very first thing I want to teach you, which I believe that you already know, girls, is that all humans have our body parts grouped into 3 parts, grouped into 3 groups. Body parts have 3 groups. So the first part is that we have body parts that cannot be seen with our eyes. So even if you stood in the mirror, there are parts of your body you cannot see. So I'm just going to open the chat room once again, very briefly. I want to see how many girls can tell me the body parts that even when we're standing in front of a mirror, we can't see them, but they are part of our body. What are the body parts? The chat room is open. Body parts that you have that even when you stand in front of a mirror, it cannot be seen. You can see your breast. Now I'm even seeing my own breast, your brain. You can see your vagina, your bones, your kidneys, your heart, your lungs, your stomach, intestines, fantastic. Your inner organs. You can see your vagina. You can't see your uterus, absolutely. Lungs, liver, heart, muscles. When I do this, I feel like I can see my muscles. I saw somebody write, Bob, what is that? I feel like I can see my armpit. I can see my tummy, but I can't see my fallopian tubes, gallbladder. Oh, these girls are exceptional. You're paying attention in science class. I can see that. Somebody says bum bum. I feel like I can see my bum bum if I just turn the back of the mirror like this. Somehow I think I'll see my bum bum. So fantastic. My back, I think there's a way I can use 1 mirror and 2. Fantastic. I see people saying femur, ovaries, heart, kidney. Fantastic. So yeah, those are all internal parts of our body. Did you know those internal parts of the body also have care rules? All right. Let me give you an example. One internal part of your body. Okay, my YouTube girls are also telling me. Somebody says phalanges. These girls are solid. I saw appendix. Princess Olatoku said kidneys, brain, esophagus. Princess Unisa says the intestine. Princess Obono said heart. Princess Adekoya said kidney. Okay, another princess said heart. Another princess, Princess Koya said brain. I see uterus, a womb, heart, the skull, kidney, bones. All right. Oh, Princess Anuela said no one should kiss me. I agree with you. So I see uterus, I see womb, I see skull, brain, spine, intestine, all of those things, womb, fantastic. Somebody even added the emoji of a lung, all right? So normally, do you know that your internal parts of the body also have safety rules? For example, one of the rules that your brain wants you to follow so that you can take good care of it is going to bed early, having enough sleep, and not always being in front of the screen. When you spend a lot of time in front of the screen, watch TV till late in the night, it affects your brain. So internal parts of our bodies have different rules. There are parts of our bodies that say, don't take alcohol because it damages me. So as body smart girls, we need to be aware of different parts of our bodies and some of the care that it requires for us to, stick with. Our respiratory system wants us to drink a lot of water to ease digestion. So those are all rules for taking care of your internal parts of the body. Then you now have another part of your body, another group called the public parts. The public parts of your body are parts of your body that even after wearing your clothes, you can still see them. My finger is one of the parts of the body that you can still see when I have clothes on. My eyes can be seen even when I have clothes on. My ears can be seen even when I have clothes on. My mouth, yeah, to an extent can be seen because even with my clothes on, my mouth can still be seen. My legs, my toes, my fingers, all of those form public parts. Did you know that public parts also have safety rules? I don't know if there's anyone here who has ever been somewhere, somebody ran and came and hugged you suddenly and you were not comfortable, you didn't like it. If that's ever happened to you before, somebody came to hug you and you didn't like it, or you were standing somewhere and someone came really close to you and it made you uncomfortable. If it has ever happened to you, say, yes, it has happened to me. If you don't feel uncomfortable when people hug you, suddenly say, okay, no, I don't feel uncomfortable. All right, I see some girls say, no, nobody has ever hugged you. Okay, so let's say it wasn't your best friend, someone at random. So I see yes, I see no, I see yes, I see no. All right, fantastic. I see yes, I see no, I see yes. All right. Nope. I see yes, I see no, I see yes, I see no. So there's some of you are trying to take permission to record the class. Don't worry, the class is already streaming on YouTube. You can always watch the replay on YouTube. So no need to try to record, okay? I was at the park, this random boy just came and, okay, so people feel uncomfortable. Some people don't mind. Some people don't mind, but some people do. Can you hear me? Can you hear me clearly? Someone said I'm cracking. Can you hear me? Fantastic. I pray that I don't crack today, please. So here's the thing. Some people feel uncomfortable with it, and some people feel okay with it. But there's a general rule for public parts. It is that you must always ask people's permission before you hug them, before you hold their hand, before you touch their hair, before you hold their finger. You must always ask permission. You must always say, is it okay if I give you a hug? Is it okay if I give you a high five? These are basic rules that you should follow. Is it okay if I? Is it okay if I? So even if it's your best friend, you can say, Michaela, is it okay if I give you a hug? Princess Michelle, is it okay if I give you a hug? Is it okay if I? You want to learn how to practice that even when you're young. We get excited and our friends are coming. I was just screaming, is it okay if I hug you? I just want to hug you. Do you want me to? Is it okay if I hug you? We have to take those permissions. It's called consent, and it shows respect for other people. In the first class, I talked about the need to respect other people. So because people's bodies is who they are, you're not supposed to start touching people's body anyhow, even if it is not their private part. So when it comes to public parts, we must ask if it is okay for us to touch people or hold people. All right? Then we now come to the third kind of part that we have, which is called the private part. With the private part, you don't take people's permission. With the private part, you don't take people's permission. You don't take permission to touch someone's private part, because private part is no. You don't take permission to touch people's private part because private part is a no. Now you're 9 to 11. You may have a cousin that came to spend time in your house, maybe a boy or a girl, and they said they wanted to show you something, and they tried to bring their hands towards you. The first thing you should know that it is wrong for that to happen. And the fact that they asked for it is a sign that you should speak up and report them. You should go and tell your parents that, oh, look at what this cousin said. Look at what this auntie said. You must do that. You must speak up the first time, because the person is about to disrespect you. The person is about to hurt you. It doesn't matter if they are your best. Once they start to ask you to do things that make them touch your private part or make you touch a private part, is a no. So I'm going to start by listing 5. Everybody put your fingers up like this. 5 private parts, 5 private parts. We're going to name them together. All right, 5 private parts. Private part number 1 for girls is the nipple. All right, I want to see if I can start from the top and go down. All right, nipples, that's your breast. Whether you've started growing breast or not, your breast is a private body area. Nobody should touch you. So your cousin came around and said, your breast has started growing, and touched it. Slap the hand, male or female. Even if it's your sibling, everybody should keep their hands to themselves. All right? So number 1, our nipples. Number 2, our vulva. Our vulva is the front part of, most girls call their private part where they wee vagina, but there are actually 2 parts. Your vulva is the part where you wee from. Your vagina is the part that you only touch when you're washing. When you squat to wash, your hand goes in somewhere. It's different from that lip area where wee comes out from. So the front part is your vulva, the under is your vagina. That makes it 3. So we have our breast, we have the vulva, and we have vagina and their private body areas. The next private body area you need to know is your anus, where you poop. Don't call your private body areas nicknames. Call them the exact names. It is vulva and vagina, is not wee-wee. And it is anus, not poo-poo. It is anus, that's the name. So I've mentioned 4 private body parts, and they are your nipples, your vulva, your vagina, and your anus. So I'm going to open the chat room. Who can tell me what the 5th private body area is? The 5th private body area. The chat room is open. What's the 5th private body area? These girls are smart. Lips, mouth or lips. So let me see whether my girls on YouTube are also commenting. What is the private body area that is, yeah? I think for people saying that I'm cracking, it may be their network. Someone says armpits, someone said lips, armpit, lips, armpit, lips. That brings me to a new information I discovered just this year. Fantastic. So thank you so much, girls. Thank you so much, girls. Did you know, because we learn every day, this year, I learned that armpits are categorized as private body area. But the private body area I was thinking about was your lips. You see, your lips can be seen even when you're dressed up, but it doesn't change the fact that it's still a private body area. Nobody should come to kiss you. You can blow people a kiss, and they will still, but not on your lips. An auntie, you went to visit an auntie and she wanted to kiss you, you can turn around. And if you're okay with it, ask her to peck you. There are times that you don't want anyone to either peck or kiss you. And it's okay to say no. Say, no, auntie, I'm not comfortable with that. Hugs are fine. High five is fine. You don't want to be pecked or kissed. That's the right thing to do. But now we're learning that armpits are also part of the body. I think part of the reason that armpits will be considered as a private part of the body is because it tickles us. And when people tickle you, you become vulnerable. Vulnerable means that you become relaxed. And many times people that want to abuse you want you to be relaxed. So when you're laughing and giggling with them, they can touch your breast. And when you look at them funny, you say, no, I was just touching your armpit. It's a mistake that my hand touched the breast. So we want to keep it no. Can our friends tickle us? Of course. But tickling does not always have to happen in the armpit. You can be tickled different places, but it has to be in a way that you're comfortable. And always note that when someone says stop, stop means stop. Everybody type it in the comments. When someone says stop, stop means stop. If you were playing with a friend and she says stop, it means you should stop. Stop means stop. If you're playing with a friend and she says no, no means no. Michaela's birthday is tomorrow. No means no. Stop means stop. Stop means stop. Some of you are playing with your siblings for other things. You're playing with your siblings. Maybe you were holding them and shaking them and they're saying no, but you won't stop. They're saying stop, you won't stop. It's disregarding people and how they feel. It's disregarding what someone is saying. All right? It is disregarding what they're saying. So I'm going to close the chat now. Someone said, what if your mom touches your private part? So you're 9 to 11. Why is your mom touching your private part? Were you ill? Was she trying to show you how to use your pad? Did she try to wash you at this time? Because when you're 9 to 11, you should wash by yourself and you don't need the same aid. All right? So our private part has a number of rules. I'm going to read some of them to you. I want you to listen carefully. All right? Number one. So the reason we talk about private parts is because many girls are sexually abused before they turn 18. Actually, in Nigeria, there's a data that says 1 in 4 girls will be sexually abused before they are 18. Sexual abuse means somebody's going to touch her private part or somebody's going to rape her before she's 18. And many times, the people who do this are not strangers. They're cousins, they're family friends, there are people who have access to your home and they can harm you. And so there are a few things we need you to know to make sure that this doesn't happen to you. Number one, always look out for when someone wants to be left alone with you. So your cousins are around, then you have an older cousin who is a male, who wants to spend time in your room, who wants to go with you for the errand. He doesn't carry everybody, it's just you. He wants to be left alone with you, plays with you, touches your breast. Once somebody makes that first step to try to touch a private body area, no matter how much you cared about them before, I want you to know that they are out to harm you. No matter how much you love them, no matter how they are special, no matter the gifts they've given to you during your past birthdays, no matter how specially they treat you, which can even be a problem. The moment you notice that someone is trying to be left alone with you, I want you to know that you're at risk and find a way to remove yourself. Some of you live in homes where there are nannies and you have an uncle or someone visited the house and sent the nanny out to go and buy something. The moment you know that as soon as the nanny leaves, you're going to be left alone in the house with that person, follow the nanny. Never be left alone with anybody, male or female, because it puts you at risk. If you must be left alone with them, make sure you're outside the compound where neighbors and people passing can see you. If the auntie or uncle says, oh, you're coming, so go and get water for me, you have to pretend that you didn't hear or act like you didn't know. You say, no, auntie, I won't be able to go inside alone. No, I'm scared. They say they're going to come. You say, no, I'm waiting till so auntie comes back. I will not enter the house alone. Many people who abuse children are actually, they are not aware that Satan needs them to abuse the girls, because once a girl is abused, there are so many battles she starts to fight, from low self-esteem to pain, to anger, to fear, to things that alter how God wants her to live. So we must all become awakened to say, look, we will not allow someone abuse us. We will not be too playful and forgetful that we put ourselves at risk, all right? So we are going to do our best. Meanwhile, if it has ever happened to you before, you're not at fault. It's not your fault that you were left alone with the person. It's not your fault that you didn't know that you should have left before the person asked, because the truth of the matter is that you should be left alone with an adult and it will not be a problem. So, but now it is becoming a problem, and we don't know which adults have the tendency to abuse children. And so we are making sure that children are aware that while not all adults will abuse you, many adults will. But also, I want to talk to you about your cousin that is your age mate. He's not an adult. They want to spend time with you. They want to sleep on your own bed. And when you people lie down to sleep at night, they start to touch you. The moment that happens, you should get up and go and tell an adult. There is a problem. So adults are not the only people that abuse children. Other children abuse children. And if you're on this call, you yourself have ever tried to touch another person, what you've done is wrong. You need to talk to your mom or dad or aunt that one day I had this thought and ask them to call me so that we can find a way to help you. So always look out for when someone wants to be left alone with you. If someone says they will give you candy because you are special, tell them no, thank you. What does that mean? So you have an auntie that says you're the best thing ever. You have an uncle that says you're the best thing ever. They give you more things than they give your other siblings. You need to start by telling them, say, uncle, auntie, God made all of us special. I'm special. My sister is special. My brother is special. Help them know that you're not interested in being anybody special. Because when people want to sexually abuse you, many times they start by telling you that you're special. And it warms your heart. You feel comfortable around them. So even when they touch you, you feel guilty to report them because they've been treating you specially. So in order for you to free yourself, not to be feeling bad about reporting them, let everybody treat you and the people around you as much as possible as equal. Does it mean that every auntie or uncle that tries to treat you special will abuse you? No. But you just want to teach them that auntie and uncle to know that, auntie, it's not good to make one child special over the others, because even the others may be feeling bad. So if the uncle or auntie was not trying to abuse you, you can help them understand the best way to relate with you and every other child they meet. So if someone touches your private area, speak up. Somebody will believe you. Some of you say, if I tell my mom, she won't believe me. My mom says I'm playful. I'm always going to the house. She said I shouldn't go. If I tell her something bad happens, she won't believe me. Tell her, tell me, I will believe you. You know, one of the things that we are starting tomorrow, we're creating a small WhatsApp community for you girls where you can join and ask questions every day of your life. Every time you have a question regarding body safety, crushes, maybe you're being body shamed at school, you just come, you drop the WhatsApp chat and we'll encourage you. All right? So number 4, speak up when someone tries to treat you specially from others. I've talked about that. Speak up the first time someone attempts to touch you. Speak up whenever you remember. So maybe somebody attempted to touch you, and then after the oath, it was a mistake. That is not what you think. Ms. Irene says it's a lie. People will touch you and then pretend that that's not what they meant. So the moment they touch you, it's time to report. Even if it's a boy in class, it's it was a mistake. He just wanted to carry his bag. His hand brushed past your breast. It's not a mistake. It is deliberate. And if the boy made a mistake, you need to teach him to not make those kinds of mistakes again by warning him and reporting to somebody in authority. Always know that you should never keep a secret when someone touches you. And remember, so that people that abuse people can be male, can be female, and can be children. They can be relatives, they can be neighbors, they can be somebody at church. They can be somebody that you believe that should know God, but they do wrong things. All right? No matter what happens, never play with other people. Meanwhile, I just wanted to also mention to you, sometimes somebody touches your private body area and you feel like you're in trouble. You feel like if I tell my mom, I'm in trouble. If I tell the teacher, I'm in trouble. You that was touched is not in trouble. The only person that has something to answer to is the person that touched you. Now you're in school now and people are saying all kinds of things. They're saying all kinds of things about boys and girls and dating and even sex and even social media. They're saying a whole lot of things in class. I want to share a secret with you. When your classmates come and start to share and talk about things in your class, don't hide them from your parents. When you come home, say, Mommy, one girl in my class said that, Is it true? Because many times your classmates are sharing lies. They are making up stories and sharing. And because of that, many of you are believing them and making wrong choices and poor choices because you didn't think widely. You didn't consult. You didn't call your mom and say, Mom, is it really true? So anything you hear in school about anything, relationships, crushes, marriage, God, anything, come home and ask your parents, is it true? Don't just ask anybody questions about your body. Some people don't have the right information. Some people don't know how to answer it properly. And some people will tell you outright lies that will mislead you. So we want to create that platform on WhatsApp so that you have where to ask questions, all right? So we'll give you that information to your parents by the close of the day today. So when someone gives you a gift anywhere and tells you, this gift is for you specially, don't share with anybody, don't tell your mom, don't tell your dad, it's a red flag. It's called, for the girls that came during the last bootcamp, we talked about grooming. Grooming is a process where somebody wants to abuse you, but they follow certain steps. The first step is that they try to make you feel special. The second step, they isolate you. How do they isolate you? They start to give you gifts, then they start to want to hang out alone with you. And when they start to hang out alone with you, they're trying to make you feel that they love you and they're special. They're trying to make you feel special about them. And then the third step that they take is, remember the first one, they try to show you that they like you, they make you special. The second one, they isolate you, they try to be alone with you. And the third one, they will do something and touch your private body area. They'll do it as if it's a mistake. They'll touch your breast to see what your reaction will be. They can tap your butt to see what your reaction will be. They can try to kiss you to see what your reaction will be. And guess what? If they touch you and you didn't scream, you didn't report, it takes them to the fourth stage, which is rape, outright rape. So girls, the step is like this. The first step, try to treat you special. They call you special names. Some of them call you my wife. The moment somebody says my wife, you say, no, uncle, I'm not old enough to be anybody's wife. So they say my wife, they're trying to make you feel special. Then they start to buy you gifts. Then they start to tell you you're their favorite niece, you're their favorite, you're their favorite student in the class. Don't accept for anybody to call you favorite. Say, no, you have to treat all of us special because God made everybody special. Number two, they try to isolate you. They want to be left alone with you. It's a no. Remember what I said when I first started, don't try to be alone with them. The third thing they normally would do, they'll try to touch you on the breast to see how you react, tap you on the butt, try to kiss you. If they do that and you don't have any reaction, it means you've given them permission to go ahead. And the fourth thing could end up being rape. And what does rape look like? There's rape and there's molestation. Molestation is where somebody touches your private part or the person asks you to touch his own private part or her own private part. Because males and females can abuse girls. So if they ask you to touch their private part, it is called molestation. It is abuse. But there's another part where a male adult decides that he's going to forcefully put his penis in a girl's vagina. That is crazy. That is abuse. And Nigerian government has a law against it where they will lock the person up. But before the person gets there, you see how they start. They treat you special, give you candy, call you special names, try to be alone with you, touch your breast. And if you react too much, they'll tell you, oh, it's a mistake. Oh, they didn't plan to. But once they do that and you react and say it's a mistake, they are not likely to come back to you again because they know that if they touch you, you're going to speak up. They're looking for people that will not speak up. So if they touch you, you didn't speak up, you're giving them permission to go ahead. And they can rape and they can molest. They can rape, they can molest. Females cannot rape females, but females can molest females. So the whole idea is don't even let anybody get to the point of being alone with you, let alone touching you wants to see what will happen. You're not supposed to be touched. That's not what God designed you for. All right? So let's stay on the first layer. The moment the person starts to treat you special, we want them straight up. No, don't call me any special name. Let them call you rude. You didn't tell them they're stupid. You didn't tell them to get it. Say, no, uncle, auntie, I'm not special. All of us are special. We are all special. God made all of us special. Oh, you're my favorite niece. No uncle, no auntie. Nkem is special. Who's a nice special? Anytime is special. We are all special. No, I'm not special, special. I'm not special, special. All right? So note that. Never let anybody peep at you when you're naked. Sometimes you bathe with your female cousins. Yeah? I mean, it's normal if they come for holiday or your sibling. But bathing time is not the time to check whose breast has grown and touch and turn people's butt around and say, let me see. Your own and my own is not even the same. No. Girls, we are royalty. There's princess in front of your name for a reason. You need to carry yourself as royalty. And that means that we came inside here to bathe. Bathe your own, I bathe my own, and let's go. All right? Never touch anybody's private part. Don't let anybody touch your private parts. Don't peep at people bathing naked. Don't try to watch videos of people naked. Is that okay? Don't try to watch videos of people that are naked. All right? So I'm going to take a short break now. Can you see this safe circle in your workbook? Let me make sure that you have it. Where's your 9-11 workbook? So everybody open to page. All right, open to page, let me see. All right, so go to page 10 now. Open to page 10. In that place, you're going to be, I'm going to ask you to spend just 3 minutes now and write the names of 5 people. If you have a pencil, use a pencil so that when the parents come, they can also look at it and advise you on who to put there. Names of 5 people that you can talk to when you feel uncomfortable. Maybe there's someone that is trying to treat you special. You're not sure whether this is good or bad. Who should you talk to? Excuse me. Let's say you didn't notice that someone has been treating you special and is already isolating you, and they touch you one day. Who should you talk to? So your mom and dad, your aunts, your uncle, there should be people that your parents trust that should be there. One day a girl asked me, so all of this thing is called safe circle. So this is your safe circle, 5 people to talk to. So you think about when you're at home, who can you talk to? When you're at school, who can you talk to? When you're at church, who can you talk to? When you go to grandma's and something happens, who can you talk to? Sometimes when we visit grandma, we meet family, friends, and relatives, people who come to the house freely. Some of them can do really crazy things to us. So you want to ask mommy and daddy, when I'm there and I feel uncomfortable, what should I do? So one of the things we're doing at Raising Girls is to tell you, add Raising Girls to your safe circle, where if something happens, you have a question, you can ask us. Safe circle is for asking body questions and speaking up when we feel uncomfortable. So you can do that with a pencil now, but when you get back home, when your parents get back home, or your guardian and auntie and uncle, you can sit down with them and tell them, who should I ask body safety questions at school, at church, and when I'm at home? Who should I ask who should I talk to when I feel uncomfortable with someone at home, at school, at church, at grandma's place? Do you have places you go for sleepovers? So talk about it. When I go to so person's house for a sleepover, if something happens and I'm not comfortable, so what do I do? If something, if something happens, I'm not comfortable, who do I ask questions? Who do I speak to? If I have a question, who do I ask? So let me see what's happening on YouTube to see our girls on YouTube and what they're saying. Yes, Eniola said that someone called me his wife and I felt uncomfortable. So Eniola, when that happens, you need to stop back and say, please don't call me your wife again. I cannot be your wife. Speak up. I cannot be your wife, all right? What happens if you hug your friend that is a boy? Before you hug your friend, ask them, is it okay if I hug you, all right? All right, so Mrs. Princess Adebite, you have to ask, is it okay if I hug you? All right, Princess Toby say, ma, please remove some people from Zoom. What did they do? I can't remove people from Zoom. All right, so I'm saying, Mrs. Irene. Okay, Princess Adebite, what has happened is we are so many girls on this class. We're like 300 girls supposed to be on this class. So what we did is we said the first 100 people to come get into Zoom. And if you're not among the 100 people, you watch on YouTube. So You're perfect. You're in the right place. You're watching just perfectly. We cannot remove the girls that came early to put you in there, but I understand how much you would like to be here. That's why I keep coming to YouTube to ensure that I am, sharing the comments. All right. So some moms are saying, how can we get our own workbook, please? All right. So what we are going to do is we're going to put it up on our Instagram handle. Our Instagram handle is raisinggirls.ng. So by this evening, we're going to upload workbooks there where you can download. All right. We'll put up the link to the workbooks there. So Princess Joy, if you're listening to me, please, can you take all the workbooks, put it on a Google Drive, give it open access, give me the link, and we'll upload it on our link in bio so that parents can download the workbooks for their girls. So when you're watching replay, you can download the workbooks and do the activity. All right, girls, we're ready for the next part of our session. So you guys are really blessed. So your session was going to be long. 1 hour would not have been enough. So if we had done it yesterday, it won't be good enough. So today is the best time. And I don't mind, continuing and just finishing like another 10, 15 minutes beyond the time. So I'm going to open the comments now. And I'm just going to take just a question. All right, so that we move to the next session, which is managing crushes. So stop. Fantastic. I'm still seeing the comments from. So tell me what you've learned from the session I just had with you on body safety. Let me tell you what you learned. When someone says stop, all right, no means no. I have a question, so post it in the comments. So now here's what I want people to do. If your question is really intimate, send it to me as a private question. So somebody asks a question, is it okay if my mom is the only person in my safe space? It cannot be that your mom is a great place to start, but your mom will not always be there. Your mom will not always be there, all right? So when you're at school, mom is not there. So who would be in your safe space in school? When you're at church, mommy may be in adult church and you're in children's church. So mom will not be there. If you go to grandma's and mommy went to the market and she's not home, so who is going to be there? So I've gotten 10 messages. I'm going to scroll down. Your dad should be in your safe space, all right? So I'm going to stop the chat now so that I can answer the question, because if everyone is sending in a message, I may not be able to read the question. I'm going to take just 2 questions. Ma, can't your husband kiss you when you're married? Answer the question. When you're married. Yes, you can. But you have to be married. And until you do a wedding, you don't have a husband. Is it bad to have a crush? I'm coming to that. All right. Okay, I've seen that. Some of the things you said don't apply to where I live. All right, Princess Nico, do you want to give me more details? I'm going to open the chat so that you can explain. Maybe you live in a society where there's so many rules and everything. And so people are, being responsible. It's very awesome. But some girls don't live in those kind of places. What if the doctor touches my private part? I would ask, what did you go to do in the hospital? Were you doing a surgery? Were you doing, if you're doing a surgery, did it have anything to do with your private part? If it didn't, you should tell your parents that, oh, when you took the doctor, this happened, all right? Or if you're asking the question as per, can the doctor touch my private part? Unless it is related to the medical procedure, many times there's no relationship between your private part and what the doctor is doing to your body, all right? So, please, how can a woman abuse a woman? Abuse is when somebody touches someone's private part. So if a woman touches your private part, she has abused you. Somebody say, why would someone rape you? People are crazy. And when I say people are crazy, I don't mean that they have a mental problem. They have an orientation that feels that they can do that and get away with it. That's why there are now laws. Hey, Princess Zara, say, Miss Irene, you're definitely in my safe circle. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's why I'm trying to get closer to you through the WhatsApp platform we're setting up so you can easily reach us now. We have coaches on hand working hand in hand to us to make sure that they are on the call, making sure we're answering your questions on demand. All right. So let's go to the part where we are talking about, all right, This is the part where we want to talk about crushes, all right? So, I started telling you that you're going to, you would have started going through puberty and changes in your body. And there was a princess that said she didn't understand what puberty was. So puberty is just a word that is used to describe all the changes that a person's body will get into when your body starts changing from a child's body to an adult body. So all of those changes that occur from the time you're 9 to when you're like 18 and 19 years old, all of those is called puberty. It's just a word to say your body is changing. And so one of the first changes you would start to notice is in your brain. In fact, puberty begins in the brain. It's the brain that sends a message to your whole body that, look, this person has just, it's like, think about it this way. On your 9th birthday, your brain sent an email to your body and say, it's time for us to start producing some hormones that will help change this body. This body is 9 years old. And so when that hormone is released into your body, it has a different effect on different parts of your body. One part of your body that it has an effect on is your emotions in your brain. So your brain sends a message and it is the first person to receive the message and it starts to work. So one of the changes that happens is that you start to feel, a likeness for boys. You start to feel a likeness for boys. It is not wrong to feel that likeness for boys. Today, Ms. Irene is going to talk about what is wrong when we feel that likeness. Feeling the likeness for a boy is normal. So it is normal to have a crush. I want girls to type on the comment, it is normal to have a crush. So that feeling of likeness is what is called a crush. Yes, Princess Awaye, we have another class at 3:15. Or there's a princess on the call saying that there's a woman that is always touching me. I don't know how to tell her to stop. So it's time to tell your mom or dad or aunt to tell her to stop, princess. You have to tell her to stop. Yes, I want to be a part of your safe circle. That's why I'm creating that platform for you girls. It's called the Girls Ask platform. It's a WhatsApp group where I'm going to be there and you can send us messages and say, whoo, is this okay? Is this okay? Is this okay? It is normal to have a crush, all right? Fantastic. So having a crush is a normal. So if you don't have a phone, you can use the phone of your mom. Someone says, what if they threaten us? Tell mom, tell dad, tell your aunt, tell an adult. All right? You will be safe. So let me give you a trick. If you're in a situation where you can't cry for help, like one of the things we taught the 6 to 8 year olds yesterday is that when you find out that, oops, I didn't notice, but I'm now alone with this person. So like right now, where I am now, I'm in a house doing this session, but across there's a construction is going on. There's a house that is being built, all right? So if I'm alone here and I notice that an adult in this house wants to touch my private body area, and then I realize that I'm alone, I can scream so that one of the builders can come to this house. So I can scream and they'll come. But if I scream help, some people may come, some may be scared. But if I scream fire, 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 chances are that everybody around wants to come and help. And even the person in the house that wanted to harm me will be scared and think that, did I see fire? So it will knock everybody off, get us confused. I can come out of the room to say, like, as if I want to get water, and I'll free myself. So scream for help. But if you're in a situation where you're alone with this person, nobody's close to you, you don't know what to do, and they threaten you that if you report, they could harm you, you should tell them you won't report. No, I won't report. Say, no, no problem. And so they say, so you're my friend? Yes. You're my princess? Yes. You're my wife? Yes. Because they want to threaten you now. They're threatening you that they could harm you. The moment you leave that space, you need to tell your parents. Now, if that person lives in your house, sit outside till your parents are back. Sit outside till your auntie is back. Sit outside till everybody's back. If you notice that your parents close late and you're left alone with that person, go to the next door neighbor and tell them what happened. Go to another adult living close by. They may not be in your safe circle, but if it's a woman, look for the nearest mother to where you are. Don't enter the house with the person again, because you and that person should no longer live in the same house. So go look for the next door neighbor's mother. Stand outside and scream, act like you're mad, and tell her what happened to you. But don't let anybody get away with touching you. Don't let anybody get away with harming you. All right? So I've answered that, and so let's get into the crush matter. So crushing is a normal thing, but there are rules. And not only are there rules, there's a way crushes are. The way God designed crushes, they are not supposed to last for a long time. Crushes are short term. So you can like someone today, and by the next Sunday, you don't even want to see them again. So crushes are short term. So what that means is that you don't need to take any action because it will pass. But there are actions that we take that make it worse. One of those actions is telling our friends who are excited about the crush. So let's say I have a friend and her name is Ifunanya, and I have another friend and her name is Jemima. So now imagine that Jemima comes from a home where she's been taught that we must honor our bodies. Even when we have a crush, we don't tell the boys because we know it will pass. We know that we are not supposed to date. Children of God are not supposed to date. We can feel strong likeness for someone, but we don't act on it. Our feelings don't control us. Our feelings don't determine the actions that we take. We have the power to choose. We have power of choice to choose the right thing to do per time. We have the power of choice to do the right thing. And the right thing is, I don't want to put myself in a situation where a boy starts to feel that like my boyfriend, they can touch me, they can kiss me. I know that when you read storybooks, there's always something about touching and all of that. But storybooks, movies, music, they're not exactly the standard of God. God's standard is that you can feel it, but you don't act on it. So let's say I have two friends. One of them is Ifunanya, and one of them is Jemima. Believes that no matter how we crush, we don't act on it. But Ifunanya believes that if you have a crush, tell the boy. Between two of them, who do you think I should tell when I have a crush? Between Jemima and Ifunanya. Jemima says you can have a crush, but don't act on it. Don't act on it means don't tell the boy. Don't write him a note. All right? Hey, Princess Zara is already on the Ask platform. Who should I tell? Jemima. I should tell Jemima. Ifunanya is here excited. Let me tell you what will happen if I tell Ifunanya. The moment I tell Ifunanya, that I have a crush, hey, when I'm coming, she said, hey, I saw him today. He was looking when you were coming. He came and sat on your seat and he called your name. When he walked past the corridor, he looked in your class. All those things make crushes last longer. It makes you think that it is bigger than it is. It makes you think for a long time. It makes you daydream longer. But if you tell Jemima will say, well, what do you like about him? And you will now start thinking, yeah, really, what do I like about him? Sometimes when you start asking yourself those questions, the thing helps you. What do you like about him? You say, well, I mean, I like the way he smiles. And Jemima can ask you, what about the way he lies? Do you like the way he lies? Do you like the way he disrespects teachers? Do you like the way he gets into trouble with teachers? Or Jemima at least will tell you, remember the rules. No note writing, no telling, no acting on it. And it will help you. It will what? It will help you. It will help you make responsible choices even when you're going through crushes, all right? It will help you make responsible choices when you're going through crushes. So make sure that the people you're telling do not make the crushes last longer. The people you're telling should not make the crushes last longer, all right? So there are different things, all right, you need to know. The people around us will, to a large extent, determine what we do, all right? All right, so there are different things I want you to focus on with this crush matter, all right? Let me see. Okay, let me go all the way, all right? Let me go all the way. So number one, you may have a friend that tells you that having sex is not a big deal. Around that say, well, it's not as bad as they make it. Adults are just boring. It's not true. Sometimes when you tell someone you have a crush on them, they may be, so for instance, if you're 9-11, for example, this is particularly for girls that are maybe in secondary school. And so you had a crush on someone that was maybe your classmate or a little bit older than you. And they can tell you, if you have a crush on me, you need to let me touch you. You need to let me touch you. You need to kiss me. You need to meet me somewhere. Some of them can tell you, let me tell you, if you let me touch you, or if you let me, do stuff with you, if you let me have sex with you, it means you love me. It is true. It is true that people say that, but it is a lie. It is what? It is a lie. It is not people touching you that shows that they love you. People who respect you. It is respect you used to know someone that loves you. And how one of the ways they show that they respect you is about how they talk to you, is how they treat your body. So what do I mean by treat your body? If there's a boy in your class that in the name of liking you, he will come and tap you on the butt, drag your hair, shake your body. No. All this crush we're having, keep your hand to yourself. Let all of us keep our hands to ourselves. So what do we do to be able to withstand it, no matter how we are feeling the crushes? We don't act on it. We don't allow people threaten us with the friendship. We don't let someone say, if you don't kiss me, I'm no more your friend. If you don't write me a love note, I'm no longer your friend. What should you do? Build your own self-esteem. Build your self-esteem so that you're not needing people to tell you anything for you to feel good. Don't depend on what others think about you to form the idea of who you are. That's number one. Number two, stay away from people who hardly pay attention to the consequences of their action. You have friends who are careless. You have friends who will tell you, please, it's not a big deal. Some of them will say, you do too much. Why did you tell your mom? They are dangerous people to do stuff with. People who tell you, don't tell your mom, they're lying to you. People who tell you that it's smart girls that have sex, they're lying to you. They're the foolish ones. Remember we talked about day one, you have the power of choices. And when you're making choices, always work with the choices that keep you safe. Always make the choices that take care of your well-being. Don't hang out with friends who do not pay attention to the consequences of their action. Always hang out with friends who have a trusted adult that they talk to when they have questions. So look around you amongst your friends. Always look for the friends that they tell everything to their parents. Those are the safer people to be around. They always bring advice from their parents into your circle. They always bring advice from their parents. Other people who don't pay attention to their parents are watching TV saying, oh, this celebrity said this. Oh, in this music video, they said this. And love doesn't, they'll tell you something. You want to be careful of those people. So then also always ask for help. Ask adults questions. Don't be a teenager as you're becoming a teenager now. Don't be a teen who refuses to ask questions. And when you have questions, don't ask your mates, ask adults, ask for help. When you have a crush, resist the urge of sharing this information with your friends, especially Ifunanya type of friends. That Ifunanya is not on this call. Those Ifunanya that don't talk to adults, they hear things from different places and bring it to class. Not that type of, those kind of Ifunanya are not on this. The kind of girls that are on this call is them, Jemima. They have self-control. They have quality, correct information from the adults in their lives. They come to Raising Girls and they ask us questions, and whatever we tell them, they tell their classmates. So those are the kind of people that should be friends with you. Don't try to prove anything to anybody. If someone says, if you like me, do this, rubbish. You don't do anything to show that you like anybody. If they cannot take you and accept that, oh, this is who you are. Meanwhile, it is when you tell people you have a crush on them, they'll be telling you to prove something to them. Also, always journal. When you start to feel a crush, journal. Keep a journal. In that journal, take the time and write about the things you like about the person you have a crush on. Also write about the things you dislike about them. Also write the things that you're not sure about them. When you start doing this, you start building your ability to think even when you're feeling strong emotions. Because if you follow the strong emotions, you may do something wrong. All right? Keep a journal and learn about yourself. We actually have a crushes journal. Ask your mom and dad or auntie and uncle to buy you a crush journal so that you can use it. So Princess Folarami, you can't stop yourself from having a crush. It's natural, but it will pass. So a crush can last as short as 1 week or 1 month, depending on what you do. If you spend time talking a lot about it, especially with your friends that encourage you, to do things emotionally, it will last longer. If you have a crush and keep it to yourself, it will last shorter. If you have a crush and share it with a friend who is disciplined, who helps you to make responsible decisions, it will be shorter. All right? I want to wrap this up. So always tell yourself that your puberty brain is still working. You're not ready to be anybody's girlfriend or boyfriend until you are at least 22. So it's a long way. 11 years from now, you will be ready. All right? Set boundaries for yourself. Set boundaries to ensure you're not taking advice from the wrong people. Set situation boundaries so that you don't put yourself in a place where you do something you're not proud of. One way that girls get molested is through abuse. But another way that girls get molested is when they tell a boy they have a crush, they start to spend time alone with him in secluded places where nobody is, they will do something wrong. And when the boy touches them inappropriately, many of them, because of the feeling they don't have the strength to report the boy. And once they don't report the boy, he can continue. So you need to manage the crushes, because crushes can put you in a situation where you're molested. Meanwhile, finally, what did I miss? Some of us have phones and we spend a lot of time chatting with a boy in class or chatting with a boy at school. When you chat with boys late in the evening, it makes you develop stronger emotions towards them. There's a way the brain functions in the evenings. So you want to be, you want to have boundaries where you say, if I'm chatting with anyone, it has to be about schoolwork. And once it's 6 p.m., I'm not chatting with anybody again. That kind of thing would help. Meanwhile, some of you need to know that if you decide that no matter how I crush, I won't tell the boy, people are going to make fun of you. You have to be ready. Some of them will laugh at you. Some of them will make fun of you. But don't let the fear of rejection, their rejection or their shaming affect you. Love your body. Some people say, well, if a boy doesn't say that you're beautiful, you're not beautiful. It's a lie. God already made you all gorgeous, all beautiful. So let me go to our story for the day very quickly. Let me see what you've learned so far. Let me see what you've learned so far. I'm opening the chat bot now. Let me see what you've learned so far so that I can run through this quickly. I want to be out of here in exactly 10 minutes. So what have you learned so far before I start reading our story for today? There's a boy that likes touching me. So you need to tell mom about it. What makes the boy touch you is because he feels that you've given him permission to do so. You've given him permission to touch you. There's a boy that likes touching you. Parents, when you have a crush, don't tell boys. You should actually tell your mom when you have a crush, and make sure you have a journal. I learned that I should control my crushes, and he likes me. Well, you're not yet in a place where you can really measure likeness. Crushes are temporary. Don't put yourself in a situation where someone is touching your private part and then you're saying he likes me. That's not the basis at all. That's not, I don't know how to put this, but girls, your princess, your royalty. No boy should feel comfortable to touch you or hug you without permission, let alone touching your private part. So it's disrespectful when a boy does that to you. Completely disrespectful. But what is more disrespectful is you allowing a boy do that to you. So it's normal to like a boy, but you can control yourself. You can refuse to ask him. All right? You should refuse to ask him. All right? You should refuse to ask him. You should refuse to allow him, rather. You should refuse to tell him that you like him. You should refuse to permit him. So I'm trying to read something. What if you don't have a crush like me? No, I don't have a crush, but someone likes me, but he never touches me and I don't like him. So there's a part where you have a crush and the person likes you back. Don't take action. There's a part where you like him, he doesn't like you back. Don't take action. There's a part he likes you, you don't like him, don't take action. Any which way the crush is, don't take action because it can lead to disrespect. All right. I hope I'm not missing anything because messages have been dropping. I hope there are not parents on this that are trying to reach. All right. So I want to read our story now. Once upon a time, there was a 10-year-old girl named Grace who had a crush on a boy in her class named Max. Max had curly brown hair and saw him. Grace didn't know why she felt this way about Max, but she knew she couldn't stop thinking about him. One day, Grace decided to tell her friends about it, and guess what? Her friends applauded her and welcomed her to the circle of friends they call big girls in school. Grace was super excited and kept doing as her friends said. She began writing love notes to Max in school, and her feelings for him kept growing. When you take action, instead of the crush to finish, it will be expanding. Instead of it to reduce, it will be expanding. The longer crushes stay, the more intense emotions, the more likely you're to do something disrespectful to yourself. A few weeks later, Grace confessed her feelings to Max, who in turn told her that he feels the same way for her. But he gave her a few conditions: that she would stay back a few minutes after school to spend some time with him before they head home. Grace was excited because she felt so loved. After school one fateful day, Max took her to a secluded corner of the school and asked Grace to prove her love to him by having sex. When that kind of thing happens to you, that is molestation, that is abuse. I remember when I said it can happen with an adult, it can also happen with another person that is your schoolmate. But your private part is not for playing, it's not a toy, it's not for proving anything. Your body is precious. Your body is so precious. So I need you to take note that when you start getting into crush and relationship situations, you put yourself at risk. Grace never saw this part coming. She only wanted for them to be more close. So she told him she was going to think about it. The next day, she told her friends of Max's request, and they praised her the more for calling her a big girl and that she should agree to his request. So she decided she would give in to Max's request, even though she knew that would be her first time. She felt she loved Max too much to say no. You know, when we talked about having strong emotions, you may know what the right thing is, but the more the crushes feeling is bigger, the more you can say, you can accept something that is bad for you. You can accept something that is not good for you. You can accept something that you know will put you at risk. Unfortunately, so that's why our work should be, it's normal to feel a crush, but I'm going to allow the crushes last for only short time. I'm going to do everything to keep it short. I will not tell anyone that will help make it bigger. I will not tell anyone that will be excited about it. I will not think about it too much. I will journal so that I help myself think through my emotions. Because when we make crushes last longer, we will make poor decisions. Even when we know what the right thing to do is, we can still do wrong because the emotions are intense. So I'm going to ask a question and I'm going to open the chat box right now. So number one, do you think that Grace should give into Max's request? Whatever your reason is, we like to know you. Whatever you think, we like to know why you feel so. Should Grace say yes to Max's request? No, no, no. A boy in my class touched me. No, 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 no. Remember, the touch we're talking about is not tapping you on the handle. It's touching your private body area. No, no, because no, no. So what would you have done if you're in Grace's shoe? What should you have done if you're in Grace's shoe? Someone said I should share the story from day one. I'm going to read. Yes, I forgot to share the story for day one. I'll share it now. I'll share it now. 1 minute. Let me look for day one slide and read the story from day one, and we'll try to answer that. I would have reported to my parents. It's time to tell my mom. I should shout and run. All right, tell my parents, I also would not have confessed to him, yeah? Oh, this is excellent. I also would not have told him, I would not have told him that I liked him, yeah? Because telling him leads to other things, all right? So somebody asked the question that what is sex? At the age of 9, you should know what it is. So I'm going to explain it to you as decently as possible, all right? So I'm going to stop the thread now. So let's talk. So, when puberty starts to begin for you, all right, your body is changing because your body is getting prepared for adult, to do the things that an adult body can do. I shared that with you on the first day, all right? So these changes are happening in both boys and girls. In girls, there's a part of your body called the uterus, the ovaries, the fallopian tubes, they're inside you. They start to develop. That is what leads to something called period. Period is also called menstruation. How periods come is, there's a part, somebody's coming to give us all of this, gist us all of this tomorrow. We have another session tomorrow by 4. So you have to come in early. That session is for 9 to 17-year-olds. So you can imagine like 700-800 of you are coming tomorrow, and the Zoom room has only 100 space. The rest is YouTube. So make sure you're here. She will explain on that. But now I'll just give you a little brief. So there's a part of your body that starts to prepare to have a baby when you get into puberty. And so that part of your body produces something called an egg. As changes are happening in your body, it's also happening in a boy's body, but the boys' bodies are different. Your body starts to produce egg, and a boy's body starts to produce something called sperm. The way God designed humanity, a man has to put his sperm into a woman's egg for it to become a baby. A man has to put his sperm into a woman's egg for it to become a baby. There are different ways that can happen. So when you see a pregnant woman, it means that a man's sperm came into her body and fertilized her egg. And so that's what becomes a baby after 9 months. So step 1, there are different ways in which these babies come. One of it is through where there are some people who cannot conceive normally, they can't get pregnant normally. So they do something called IVF, intrautero fertilization, where they take a sperm from a man and put it in a woman's body, and it meets the egg, and the woman will get pregnant and carry the baby. So that's one way. But the main primary way is that normally, the way God designed it, a man and a married man and a married woman will come together, and the man will insert his penis in the woman's vagina, and the sperm will go from inside of his body through his penis and get into the woman's body, and that will lead to her getting pregnant. That process where a man puts his penis inside a woman's vagina and then sperm travels from his body into her body is what is called sex. The way that God designed for it to happen is that it should only happen when people are married. It should only happen between people who love and honor each other. And the only measurement for love and honor, according to the Bible, is marriage. Until somebody marries you, he doesn't love and honor you. So marriage is the validation. Once a man marries a woman, God gives them permission and allowance to have babies. And that's the process through which they have babies. Now, in the world today, there are people who don't do things the way God wants them to do things. And so they get up and say, well, any man can do this with any woman. And many young people, many teenagers think like that. And so when they feel strong emotions, they say, well, I know that God said you should marry to show love and honor, but they can tell you, if you have a crush on me, that is still love. Let's do this thing, because sex is supposed to be for married people who love and honor each other. So there are young people who say, let's do it. But many times when boys tell girls to do it, they usually forget that the outcome of that process is pregnancy. They always forget. They say, or they always refuse to think about it. But you're a girl. That's why your body is honorable. Don't let somebody play with your body and say, well, we love each other. We don't need to be married. Let's do this. Well, when you do it, you put your body at risk. And so that's what it is. All right, that's what it is. It's how God designed. It's part of the whole puberty process. The girl's body is developing, the boy's body is developing. He started having sperm productions, and sometimes when he wakes up in the morning, he feels his penis being erect. And some boys tell girls that every time I see you, my penis becomes erect. And they say that to the girls. And the girls need to know that boys' penises are normally erect when they wake up in the morning. Nobody really needs to make it happen like that. And so when they tell you that, they're lying to you. Or when they tell you that the erection means they need to be with you, that means when they say the erection means they need to have sex with you, I just wanted to tell you something. It is either the boys are not attending classes like this that tell them what to do when they feel that erection. So remember what we talked about people pleasing. Don't let anybody come and tell you, look at so I feel like my penis is erect. That means you should allow me to do this with you. You should always remember that no, in God's divine design, this is something that only married people should do. Anybody that tries to do it with you before marriage is disrespecting you. Any adult that does it to you is abusing you. And that's when we say sexual abuse, is abusing you. So girls, this is super important. Remember, Miss Irene, if you have any question, come and ask me. I will tell you the truth. I will tell you in a way that is appropriate for your age as well. So that's what it is. So when you're in a situation where you have a crush on someone, they can ask you to do things like that. They can ask you, some of you are turning 12 by the time the next school term is coming, or before the next school term ends. As you get older, you start having classmates saying, big girls group, big girls group. It's foolish girls that let boys do that to them. All right, girls, someone said I need the story from the previous day. I need to be going now, but I'm going to still read the story. So the story from the first day, this was said, all right? The title of the story was Maya's Dilemma. It says, once upon a time, there was a girl named Maya who was obsessed with her physical appearance. She believed that her beauty was the most important thing in the world and that without it, she was nothing. Maya would spend hours in front of the mirror, trying on different outfits, doing her hair and putting on makeup. One day, Maya started receiving attention from boys in her school. They would compliment her on her looks, and Maya felt validated. She felt good by the attention. She felt, oh, I'm beautiful. That's why they're doing this. She thought that being admired by boys was a sign of her beauty and warmth and worth. Maya was left feeling, oh, I've missed a part of this story. So long story cut short, a boy really embarrassed her one day at school, and she was left feeling ashamed, violated, and betrayed. She realized that her obsession with physical appearance had led her down a dangerous path, and that true beauty was not just about external appearance, but it was also about self-respect, self-love, and confidence in oneself. Maya learned that true beauty comes from within, and that it is not defined by what others think of us or how we look. She learned to value herself and her body and set boundaries and standards for how she allowed others to treat her. So I missed a part of this. A slide missing. Miss Joy will put it for us. We can share the story for you in your groups later. But it's time for us to do our affirmations. Please, everyone, open to your workbook, page 11. I'm going to share the workbook now. Don't worry. Let me look for it first. Let me look for it first. All right. Where is it now? I'm going to stop sharing. All right. So everybody open to workbook 9 to 11. I'm looking for it. I don't think I had downloaded it before now. So let me go to 9 to 11 and your group and download the workbook so that we can. For those girls that don't have it, I'm going to open it now so that we can read it together. I'm going to share it in a moment. I'm trying to open the workbooks now. Fantastic. I'm downloading it. It will be done in a moment. All right, it's here. So let me share it. So girls, this is the workbook. All right. If you can see it, everyone can see it now. Fantastic. So let's go all the way to, let me show you the page for the Safe Circle activity first. So this is the activity you did today. See it here. So you go back to, so let's look at our affirmations for the days on the screen. I'm going to unmute everyone so that we can get to reading it, all right? I'm going to unmute everyone so we can get to reading it, all right? So everyone unmute gently. Unmute gently, all right? And let's go.
Yes.
Hello.
All right.
Hello, everyone.
Can everybody hear my voice?
Yeah.
Can everybody hear my voice? I'm first If you can hear me.
All right, let's do the affirmations. Let's do the affirmations. I am beautiful, growing, and my body is changing. Look how my body is changing.
Always honor my body.
My body is changing. I
I
will always honor my body.
I will always honor my body.
No matter what the trends are, it's popular. No matter what, honor my body. Have the power of choice. Say no to anything that disturbs my mind and my body. Have the power of choice.
Nobody say that.
Thank you, girl.
You guys actually like reduce your voices. Reduce your voices. Please reduce your voices. Use your voices. Use your voices. Reduce your voices. Use your voices. Bye, Mr. Bye. Please, can you tell them to reduce their...
All right, girls. See you at 3:15. Bye-bye.